What's going on, y'all? Johnny Wheeler Reacts. I'm Johnny Wheeler. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever you see this. This is something that I'm going to try different. I'm going to try to put this out on a Saturday. As of the time of this video, I'm recording it a day earlier on Friday, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This is to get out to the weekend crowd, so as it were, just try to kind of see how that goes. But this comes from a suggestion from one of my UK friends. Why are ravens kept at the Tower of London? Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Tower of London is one of the most infamous prisons in the world, um, or it used to be, or still is, or something. I'm on the outside looking in, but this he said this ought to be really cool, really interesting. So, thanks for the suggestion, bud. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get at this, y'all.
The UK, in which one of the famous ravens held at the Tower of London
Hang
was
on,
rumoured to
let
have
me
disappeared.
kind of jumped ahead of
Recently, a
me.
news story hit the UK in which one of the famous ravens held at the Tower of London was rumoured to have disappeared. It's feared that the
Oh,
bird named Merlina may have died or is missing, with a spokesperson saying that her continued absence indicates to us that she may have sadly passed away. The Tower of London is one of
oh.
England's most infamous prisons and royal fortresses, but there is a rule and a tradition that is adhered to with regards to the black ravens that live there. Today we look
I already knew it was an infamous prison. Ha! I'm just joking.
at why it's bad if the ravens leave the Tower of London. Remember to support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. When visiting the Tower of London, you can't help but take a trip to see the cages in which the ravens sleep in, and you often see them inside the grounds of the tower. Now the reason they are there is because of a legend and a superstition that has been around for hundreds of years. The legend states that if the Tower of London's ravens are lost or fly away, then the crown and the monarchy will fall, as will the rest of Britain. Wild ravens are
Wow.
common in Britain, but inside the tower they are tended to by a raven master. The earliest reference to ravens at the tower is through a Welsh tale, but it was said that during the execution of Henry VIII's second wife Anne Boleyn in 1536, that the ravens themselves even sat silent and immovable on the battlements as they gazed eerily at the strange scene, the Queen being about to die. Anne Boleyn was executed on the Tower Green, and these references about the Tudor period possibly show us that the birds were around during this time. Later, during the execution of Lady Jane Grey, it was possibly noted how the behaviour of the ravens at the time was rather interesting, as they allegedly pecked at the eyes from the severed head of the 9-day Queen. However, we must err on the side of caution with both of these tales. Some do believe that these early executions were referred to in these accounts and make the scene of the execution much more dramatic, and subsequently they are considered to be false by some. But we can assume that ravens have been at the tower for around 500 years, and following some executions inside the tower or near to Tower Hill, they were known to have been around the deceased bodies. For example,
What?
John Board, a yeoman warder or beefeater, who helped a young lady, Alice Tankerville, escape the tower, and he was held in chains above the tower's walls. Over a period of months, he died from exposure and dehydration, and his body was allegedly picked at by the tower's ravens, with the sorry sight being a brutal reminder of the monarchy's power. The beginning of the tradition and rule of keeping ravens inside the tower with their wings clipped is said to have come around during the reign of Charles II. Along with his royal astronomer, John Flamsteed, it was said that Charles complained that the ravens kept flying past his telescope, which made it difficult for him to watch the sky from his observatory inside the tower's White Tower. The royal astronomer said he could then remove them, however Charles refused this request. Another different variant involving Charles II of this legend says that the king disliked the raven's droppings which kept falling on his telescope. With this legend it is said that the king said the ravens must go, and Flamsteed replied with, "But sire, it is unlucky to kill a raven. If you do that then the tower will fall, and you will lose your kingdom, having only just got it back," referring to the fact he had just been invited to come back onto the throne following his father's execution. It was then said that Flamsteed suggested moving the Royal Observatory to Greenwich, with the ravens staying inside the tower. Another variation of the legend of the ravens says that they were present in the tower during the Great Fire of London. After the fire, survivors started allegedly trying to capture and kill the birds as they were
What?
scavenging across the city, but Flamsteed explained to Charles II how killing all the ravens and culling them would be a bad omen, with the kingdom not outliving the last killed raven. From this, Charles II apparently then ordered 6 birds to be kept at the tower at all times. Some believe the tradition of the ravens to have been created during the Victorian period, and that they may have been introduced to the tower as pets for the staff. During the Second World War, they were still kept in the Tower of London. With the threat of Britain falling to Hitler and the Germans, it was key to keep them inside the tower to live to the superstition. During the Blitz, a number of ravens did die from German bombing, or the stress caused by the bombs falling around them, but because of this, Churchill ordered more ravens to be brought back to the Tower of London. In more modern times, they have become a very popular tourist attraction for visitors at the tower, and there are a number of interesting stories about them. Visitors are told not to feed them, and today they are bred inside the tower to help maintain the balance of birds at the fortress. There have been accounts of the birds being dismissed for inappropriate behaviour. For example, George, one raven, who was retired to Wales after developing a taste for TV aerials and destruction. A special decree was even made for this in 1986, and 2 more ravens in 1996 fell from favour. Another raven in 1981 managed to escape from the tower. The bird in question, Grog, was last spotted outside a pub in London's East End known as the Rose and Punch Bowl, despite being at the tower for around 21 years. Another story with the ravens involves how a chaplain in 1990 had passed away inside his chamber in the tower's grounds. Allegedly, the ravens were then observed gathering on Tower Green near to the chapel, paying their respects, becoming quiet after they became aware of the death.
Wow.
It's believed that birds belonging to the corvid family can hold funerals to mourn the dead in silence. Another bird at the tower was also known to play dead, and allegedly even when Vladimir Putin visited the tower, he was shocked by the verbal skills of one of the birds, which allegedly greeted the President of Russia saying good morning. Today, Raven Master Christopher Scaife does a superb job of caring for the birds. He forms a close bond acting as a Raven Master and their keeper, and has reduced the amount of wing clipping, allowing the birds to fly instead of gliding or hopping around. They've all formed close bonds with their keeper, and the Raven Master continues to uphold the tradition of the Tower of London. So whether Britain and the monarchy will fall if the Tower of London's ravens leave the fortress is still up for debate. Even the might of the Luftwaffe could not wipe out all of the ravens at the tower, and today they're seen as a popular part of tower life. I'm sure for centuries to come, they will continue to find a home inside one of history's most notorious and brutal castles. Once again, thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe, and once again, thank you so much for watching.
Okay, that was wild. That was absolutely crazy. I did not know. I did not know any of those facts. I think my friend might have told me a couple, now that I think about it, but still, it was just amazing. The fact that, you know, both me and my wife are animal lovers, and especially around when someone dies, it's just like animals know, we swear animals know. Um, and the way that they behave, I didn't know that they kicked some out due to rude behavior and all those things. That's absolutely crazy. Just like, well, this one's not gonna work, change them out, and all those things. That was truly wild. Thanks for that one, my friend. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. I know it was a lot of dead air, me just, taking in, but I was just amazed. Just absolutely just, taken aback and just wow. Yeah, so that was fantastic. Let me know in the comments, those of you who have been there and seen them for yourselves, what crazy things that you might have saw with the Ravens, like in terms of behavior or something like that. If you have any story, please share it. That'd be awesome. And keep the suggestions coming. I hope you hit the like button. Please subscribe. It would really help me out, you guys. And that was awesome. Keep them coming. Until the next one, y'all, this is Johnny Wheeler, and I'm out.